end up at school September. When me end up at school now in a grade 8, because that was me do the exam in a grade 7 and then I'll go grade 8. When me in a grade 8, it's like my farm teacher from grade 7 see me and said, Donovan,
what are you doing here?
what are you doing here? Did you not pass your exam? Because me was like a bright student. And I say, yes, miss, I did. And she said, so why are you back at school? I said, miss, my family could not afford the school fees and all. And she said, no. Go and talk to Sister Regina Clare, which is the principal. So I went to Sister Regina's office, but when she asked me, what are you doing here? I said, oh, miss, I forget, I have to go back to Miss Stewart. So me just go out.
Go back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth, and go back. Did you see me, Sister Regina Clare? I said, yes, miss, I spoke with her. I did spoke to her, but not on that subject. End up their school tomorrow, the next day, and now I sat the exam again. This time is a technical entrance, and went to St. Andrew Tech. St. Andrew Tech was not a Catholic school, so there was where the foundation now of higher education. You know, when we start the West Indian history and hear about the plantocracy and how slavery was for our people, that was a turning point. Because the whole slavery thing now was explained in a book them called The Making of the West Indies. One good book. And when we start to see how the church collaborated with slavery, that again was another turning point. Because we start to see how under the Code now where the Catholic fathers sanctioned slavery. And I say, what? No man, then the church, if the church are collaborate with slavery and if there's a church for every plantation, and them not tell the church fathers that slavery wrong, them not tell the plantation owners that slavery wrong, it means something wrong with the church. And then because we grew up now where we have see Jesus white, Mary white, the angels white and the devil black, me know where it come from now. So it was higher education where really lead me now to start research differently. I remember I was in a history class, that same history teacher who tell me what the evils of the church was on the plantation. So one day, everybody there get trouble in a class because she was not in class and I sat down reading the Bible. So when she come in, everybody guilty of running up and down and chit-chatting in the class and not doing anything positive. I was the only child in the class reading something, doing something positive and not out of my seat. So I heard the footstep coming from our spiky, come down the aisle. And it was coming towards me, but I wasn't looking up no time. I was just in the Bible reading until the foot stopped right at my desk. And she looked over and said, young man, and I look up at her and she said, what are you reading? I said, miss, I'm reading the Bible. And she looked at me, staringly. She knew I was not one of the Christian-minded youths. She knew that I was a rebel. Because of the way when we discussed slavery, I wrote an essay. She gave us an essay to write, A Day in the Life of a Field Slave. And when I finished with my essay, when she read my essay, she called me up to her desk and said, Donovan, and look at me from head to foot. It's like she wants to say to me, take your shirt off. Let me see your back. Because the way I describe what happened on the plantation, I must have been on the plantation. And the marks of the beating must have been in my back. She looked at me staringly, so she knew the kind of spirit that I had. So when she saw me reading the Bible, she knew it was not from a Western Christian point of view I was researching. She said to me, young man, be careful. I said, for what, miss? You're reading the Bible. I said, yes, miss. And she said, I'm telling you to be careful. I said, I can't understand, miss. Why? Is in the Bible one of the good books that I should read? And she said, listen, remember I told you, be careful. I think she saw that I was going to become something that the society did not want I to be. And it was true, because that brought me to Rastafari.